What up, peeps? Mr. Bones back at you, and it's day 7 of 31 nights of full moon. What I watched tonight was Castle Freak. This was a crazy fucking wacky, messed up movie. This was a first time watch for me. It stars Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton, and he had received a letter that he inherited a castle from a relative, and him and Barbara and their blind daughter drive in to check it out. And he doesn't even plan on keeping it. He wants to have it priced and sold. And the guy that's showing it to him introduces him to like the maid, and Barbara asks, "Can you fix up another room for my husband?" And she's not like close to her husband, but for some reason she still came. Sounds like a gold digger. She's not close to him because it shows a flashback where he's driving drunk with the 2 kids. I guess she said he was drunk, and he gets in a wreck, and the girl gets glass in her eyes and gets blinded, and the boy gets threw from the car and killed. And I guess she blames him, and so yeah, she wants a different room for him. And she still is going around him all the time, and he goes to her room and he says, "I still love you, and I'm sorry," and he tries to get with her, and she doesn't want nothing to do with him. And he's like, "Well, why'd you come?" I guess for the money, I guess. I don't know, but I just totally skipped over that the movie starts off with this old lady, and she's cutting a piece of moldy bread off this big block of hard-ass bread with mold on it, puts it on a plate. She's taking it to someone. I'm thinking, whoever you're taking that to, is that all you're going to feed them? And she goes down a brick road and down in a basement to give this to this creature that's in the basement of the castle, which is what's on the cover. It's the Castle Freak. It turns out to be her son, Giorgio. That was rumored that he died years ago, but he didn't. She kept him in a castle. He looks like he could be the brother of Zelda from Pet Sematary. His back's all jacked and fucked up, and part of his jaw's missing, like kind of like left lip, I guess, like up around here, and a piece missing over here. You can see all his teeth, long stringy hair, freaky looking dude. Pretty much handicapped in the brain because he's been in a basement all his life. And yeah, the little blind girl, here's a cat, and she has a walking stick, and she's following the cat down in the basement, and she almost runs into that thing. I think she sensed he was there, and she tells her parents there's someone in the castle with us, but they don't pay her no mind. I guess they don't believe her. I think they're there alone. And meanwhile, Jeffrey Combs' character decides to go to the bar and get drunk, and some chick is hitting on him, and she follows him home, but she doesn't speak English. She speaks like Romanian or something. And they go in the wine cellar and they have sex because he can't get enough from his wife. So he's taking off her clothes, he's licking on her breast, then he goes down below, if you know what I mean. And at the same time, this freak is hiding in the corner behind a barrel watching. But he doesn't know what the hell they're doing, he doesn't understand. And it turns out she's a prostitute because she starts reaching for money. And he's drunk and shit, and he's like, "Oh, fine, here you go, get out of here." She didn't know how to get out of the windy hallways of shit of the castle. She's wandering around, and that thing kidnaps her. So he figures he'll mimic what he sees Jeffrey Combs doing, and he bites a tit off, bites a nipple off. And then he goes down there like he saw Jeffrey do, but he doesn't, do what Jeffrey did. He has lunch, and that's a fucking crazy scene. And Jeffrey gets blamed for her death, took her to jail. Long story short, he's in jail. The thing's in there with his wife and kid, and it's trying to get them. And Jeffrey breaks out of jail, gets there in time to try to stop the creature. Ends up sacrificing himself and grabbing a chain that's around the thing's wrist, jumping off the castle with it. If you haven't seen this before and you're curious, I recommend you check it out. It's a very interesting watch, and I like the chemistry between Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. They're in 3 or 4 movies together, and in a lot of full moon movies together, which I didn't realize. And that's what I watched. Peace.